See? Every time, man. Every time. Every time.
It's because you play with it, and I don't know how long you're gonna play with it.
And I play with it long enough for you to catch on.
Oh.
Pause. Where's it at when I need it? What's going on, family? What's going on? Rider for life, family, patio family. We here in the place to be one more time, one more again. Good morning,
welcome.
Good evening, good afternoon, good night, all that. Thank you for being here visually, and thank you for being here to catch these verbals. You know what I'm saying? If you're listening on the audio platform, we thank y'all for that too. Make sure y'all leaving comments, join the conversation. You know what I'm saying? Like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. You know, we gotta. I feel good today. It's always a good episode when I'm just surrounded by beauty. And that's what I am right now. You know, you seeing half of the beauty right now. You know what I'm saying? I got some Nubian goddesses, some queens up in the place to pay. You know what I'm saying?
So generous.
Yeah, y'all already know who I am. I be's a king. Yeah, king is me, King Mac
Did
Millie.
you tilt the glasses
I did
down?
just a little bit. You know what I'm saying? The value that allows you the opportunity to roll with
Did
me.
you push all the right buttons?
Yeah. We rolling. We good. But y'all got that. Y'all know who I am. Slide. I'm gonna do that. Yeah.
Well, while he
What's your
getting
name
himself
is?
together, y'all already know, earthly, but also heavenly.
Oh.
It's your girl Shanga, the medicine woman, and we in the building. And you know what? Today is a special day.
Oh.
It ain't my birthday, but it might be an anniversary.
I feel like it's mine. Got a little bit of caramel, got some chocolate.
Man, one of my nearest and dearest is in the house. I cannot wait to introduce her to y'all.
Yes.
So stay tuned. We gonna go ahead and drop a few, and we'll be back right now.
Yeah. Here come that theme, though.
We hope you stay a while, 'cause it's right for life. Trying to be part of your life. We got whatever you like. Come on and just give us a try, yeah. 'Cause it's right for life. Trying to be part of your life. We got whatever you like, yeah. Come on and just give us a try, yeah. I said it's right for life. Come in with the shows that you like. We trying to be the best on the mic. DJ playing cuts that you like, yeah. It could be the start of your day, or maybe just the end of your night. But if you rock it with us, Patio PolitiCz is gonna do you right. Oh, 'cause it's right for life. Trying to be part of your life, yeah. We got whatever you like. Come on and just give us a try, yeah. 'Cause it's right for life. Trying to be part of your life. We got whatever you like. Come on and just give us a try, yeah. We hope you stay a while.
Thank you, sponsors.
Oh man.
But hey, we did not drop that bar before the bar, you know what I'm saying? So we're gonna go ahead and drop that bar right now. What's the title of the episode?
The title of this episode is Regenerating Black Excellence.
Oh, regenerating black excellence. Oh,
yes.
I feel excellent already. I feel regenerated already.
It's already working.
I am in the space. Why are we regenerating black excellence today? Who do we have with us on the patio?
Well, hold on. Let me get my sister lean on. Well, who we have in the building today, family, is a spectacular, immaculately presentful. Is that a word?
I mean, you know, I love making up words.
Yes, you do.
So
all right.
I'll rock with it.
Very intelligent, beautiful sister friend of mine by the name of Talia Dotson. Welcome to the patio, love.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I need you to do all my intros.
Oh, I mean, I got more to say, but I was trying to,
say a little bit more. Say a little bit more, and then say her name one more time.
Oh,
you got a little bit more?
I do.
Just a little bit more.
I do.
I'm about to get her. Watch. Go ahead.
Okay. We are regenerating black excellence today with my beautiful and amazing sister friend who's always guided so beautifully. She loved these niggas out here. She's making sure the niggas stay right.
Yeah.
Her name is Talia Dotson, and we're going to do it right.
Oh. Yeah.
You didn't know. You didn't think I was gonna drop him, huh?
I wouldn't have stopped and got gas before I got
Man, it's only gassing if it ain't true, and you already know it's true.
I'm just saying, you put the shoulders.
Listen.
I mean, hey.
Put the applause.
Hey.
I feel very welcome.
That's how you supposed to do it, right?
Gotta lift up that energy just a little bit more, because you done brought it into the room and lifted us up. You know, we lift each other. We regenerate black excellence in this place. You know what I'm saying? Yes, through the roof, through the ceiling.
Well, Talia, welcome to the patio, sis. I know she was like, you ain't invited me to the podcast, and I was like, girl, say less.
So you've been witnessing from afar, up close.
Right.
I've been privy to outside conversations about what was conversed about on the podcast.
Oh, okay. Well, welcome.
And I was like, where was all this? Where wasn't I?
You ain't got no love for your girl?
I couldn't come through.
The patio ain't got love for Talia?
Yeah. Dang.
Well, you here now, Talia. You here now. You here now.
Here.
So that means you might know something about what I might come with you with, just a little bit, or just no. Good. I love to be unexpected.
I came in prepared to be thrilled.
Oh, well, thrilled you shall be then.
Oh, I don't even know why you said that.
You see me light up.
About to act a fool in the back.
You should. Who shouldn't act a fool in the back?
You know I'm here for all of it. I'm here for all of it.
That's not
so
possible
here, sis,
either.
on the patio,
Yes.
we like to start off the interview by asking 3 questions to our guests. I'm going to try to slide it back to Mac and see if he can go ahead and attack that.
Yeah, slide it back to me. I'm going to hold on to that one, because I was about to let it out. What? Talia.
Yes, sir.
The gorgeous. That is a beautiful smile you got there.
Thank you.
Yeah. I hope not to fog up your glasses with all this theme that I'm giving you, but you seeing clear, you seeing straight. There you go. One time. I just want to pop that
questions?
Smile. Talia, what is your purpose? What is your pleasures? And what is your passions in life?
Are those 3 separate?
Yeah, they're separate.
Okay.
Separate, but all in the same.
Ooh. My purpose. I think my purpose is to be a blessing to others, to be a good steward of my talents, and to exercise to the full capacity of what the Most High has given me in order to benefit and uplift my community. My passions are, I got a whole lot.
Oh, we spill them.
We got time, baby.
Do we?
Yes.
I definitely enjoy, I read a lot of books. I enjoy conversation. Most of the entire spectrum of nerddom is within my field of purview. There's some things that are a little far out there, but engineering, science, mathematics, all that kind of stuff, that's my deal. If you want to go outside and build something really cool, I'm the one to come and join you in building some cool shit. Can I say shit?
Yes, you can say shit.
Okay, thank you.
Cool shit.
Shit.
See? Shit.
Well, shit. I really enjoy cooking. I'm super passionate about food. I like education. I like art. I love artistry. I'm just passionate about life. I'm just happy to be here.
Pleasures?
Pleasure. Ooh, so
N&L.
that I wouldn't say that's a pleasure.
Is that a passion?
It's a passion and a
hobby.
An edict. One of my rediscovered, reignited passions that I've been returning to lately is I really enjoy drinking tea. I enjoy the process of making tea. I enjoy the different types of teas, and lately I've found a few different tea houses from different cultures that do traditional teas, and so that's really been a pleasure of mine lately, is drinking some really, really, really good tea.
Really, you just made it sound so intimate, like really. Is that the type of relationship that you have with tea? It's just...
I do. I mean, it's not, most people are just like, oh, it's just some tea, but this is an entire plant, an entire being that was cultivated in a very specific region of the world, picked, processed, and handled in a certain way, made it to you, and you're reinvigorating it with life by giving it water.
And you told me to lower my expectations.
I did.
I just raised them a little bit higher. Look at that. As regenerating Black excellence. Like, come on now. I told you that I was going to be open and I'm prepared to learn, which I always am in every space here on the patio and outside the patio in life, because teach me. I'm willing to be better than who I am right now. Educator.
Yes.
I need thee to educate me as well as other folks out there on your vegan journey.
My vegan journey. Well, my vegan journey started very, very early on with a vegetarian journey. I was a young child. I woke up one day and I turned to my parents. I was probably about 8 years old, and I was like, I don't want to eat meat no more.
Mm-hmm.
And
did you get in trouble for that?
There was some pushback. It was we just bought groceries. Like, what you talking about? But it wasn't out of any like, compassion for the animals or this or that. Like, all of that is great, but really it was just an internal relationship that I had with the Most High that just had me feeling like, this is not what I want. This is not what I need to be eating. And so I was vegetarian for a very long time, from a young age into adulthood. And when I got into adulthood, I've eaten meat before, and I do eat meat about once a year.
Okay.
In very special circumstances. But it wasn't until I got to college, so I was about 19 years old, when I realized that every single person on the face of the planet, when they eat food, I believed that everyone got a stabbing feeling in their stomach, like they were being stabbed with a knife. And I thought that was normal because that's what happened to me. Every time I ate food, I would get a very, very stabbing pain in my stomach. And it wasn't until I went to college, I was living at this house on campus where we grew our own food, and there was a restaurant underneath, and so we would grow food in the garden, and we would prepare it and sell it to people. And I lived there and I worked there in the kitchen. And one day I went out to a restaurant with a friend, and we ate I think it was some tacos. No shade to tacos. But we ate some tacos, and I got that stabbing pain again. And I was like, oh man, here it comes. But then I realized I haven't felt this for a while.
Mm-hmm.
And
what has triggered this?
What has triggered this? And so I was trying to think what I did differently. And really, it was just that I was producing most of the food that I consumed. And so I had to go back and look at exactly what I was eating. And it got me really into food justice and food science. My undergraduate degree is in indigenous and non-Western health and medicine, which was very largely influenced by the food journey. But when I started college, my major was philosophy, neuroscience, and psychology. So I took a lot of neurobiology classes and chemistry and biology, and just took that and turned the lens towards food and health and herbs and medicine. And I realized that the quality of the food that we have access to in general in this country is very, very low. And the reason that I was having these feelings is because I was eating a lot of genetically modified foods. The corn, the wheat, the white flour, all of that. Corn and soy and wheat are some of the most genetically modified foods in this country. And so I started really looking into like what are these things, and I learned about BT corn, which is botulinum toxin. Botulinum toxin is it's a poison that is genetically built into the structure of the corn, so that when the plant is growing, the leaves produce this toxin, so that when bugs come to eat the corn, they land on the leaf, they take a bite, and it causes their stomachs to explode, and the bugs die. And so, bug stomachs are really tiny. They're little baby stomachs. But as you eat this food over time, you're ingesting this. And so for me, I was very sensitive to it. And so I was feeling that stabbing pain. But for other people, it manifests as new allergies that you never had before, because when it's moving through your intestinal system, you're still getting those small explosions. You're getting a series of small explosions through your gut, and that creates holes in your intestines. And when there's holes in your intestines, as the food moves through, things are liable to slip out and get into your bloodstream. When something gets into your bloodstream that's not blood, your body sees that as an attack.
Yeah.
It sends white blood cells to sequester it. You get it out so that you don't, die. But when blood cells are sent out to sequester something, your body creates antibodies that says anytime we come into contact with this thing that almost killed us, we're going to send out the red alert. And now you have an allergic reaction to something that you never had before because it passed into your bloodstream through your intestine. So those were the types of things that I learned. And that got me really into food justice. It got me really into health and equity. And then on the science side, just studying the way that these things affect both our bodies and our brains. I really thought that it was the most responsible decision to be vegan and a high quality vegan in a community where in a lot of cases our food is poison. So that's how I got here. I also used to work in a lot of restaurants as a child, or not as a child. I wasn't a child laborer, but when I was younger, I started working at 16. I worked through a lot of different restaurants. So I always knew how to prepare food, but then the challenge became, how do I prepare high quality vegan food? And then after that, it became, how do I prepare high quality, minimally processed vegan food?
Yeah.
And then it became, how do I prepare high quality, minimally processed alkaline vegan food?
Yes.
And I'm sure we'll talk about Dr. Sebi at some point.
Yes,
but,
yes.
That's kind of where I'm at now, is focusing on creating high quality alkaline products from my own branded line, but also providing just high quality food to the community.
I just joined the team back in February.
Welcome.
So it's been a journey of learning, and that's why I told you earlier, like I'm open to learn and receive, because people ask me, they go, well, what do you eat? And I'm like, food.
It's so crazy because people are like, so what, you just eat lettuce? I'm like, is that the only shit that you know besides some meat is lettuce?
Yeah. Like, that's crazy. That's wild.
That's all I got is lettuce.
All I got is lettuce. We just out here, lettuce.
I hate lettuce, but I eat it.
I mean, the question I have for you is, how do you feel?
Yeah, I'm not going to lie to you. At this point in time, I don't miss anything. I'm not triggered by anything. I do feel a slight difference, but only when I like really hone in and ask myself, how do you feel? But I move every day in motion like it's regular, so it's not nothing. It's not a fight that's just like, oh, this is hard, because I did it damn near almost cold turkey. You know what I'm saying? It was a process of, we started a fast, and so that knocked out a lot of things for me. And through that thought process, it's like, why would I go back if I'm now learning that these things are not good for me? So it's just like, okay, done with meat, done with dairy. Okay, wait, soy's a problem? Let's look and see what soy's in. Oh, it's in this, it's in, cutting that out. Wheat's a problem? Oh, wait, no gluten. Okay, cutting that out. But I'm still battling with that, because sometimes when you're in a space, it's like, where can I get food from at this time of hour? You gotta settle for a burrito here and there or whatever, and sometimes you just can't get it how you need it. A veggie burrito, so it's just you gotta take that. I still take that wheat ill, but I'm working. I'm a work in progress.
I mean, you gotta stay ready so you don't gotta get ready.
Exactly.
That's really what it is.
Exactly.
Like just being vegan in general, but especially when you're like very, very specific about your diet, it's all about the food prep. It's all about preparation. You got to know and know where you're going as well. Yeah,
because I just kicked myself in the behind, because underneath this table I have a bowl of quinoa, some veggies, some lion's mane mushroom crumbles, some dairy-free, soy-free cheese, and I was ready to chow down, but I put my veggies back in the freezer and they got hard again, and I was like, God.
Why did you put the veggies in the freezer?
Well, that's like I said, I'm a work in progress. So I bought them as such.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So they were already in the freezer. I take them out. I let them defall. And because my king brother back there, shout outs to Camden, he informed me, microwave is killing your food, bro. So
that's a good friend right there.
I move away from putting things in the microwave now. And I'm like, okay, let me just attack this raw. I don't have no problem eating things cold, or however, if it's prepared fresh, I'll eat it hot, lukewarm, cold, But it's a journey. It's a journey. So having you here is going to help progress me in that journey at some point, you know what I'm saying? And you said you over here cooking that alkaline and that vegan, and I might need to come get me a plate.
I do have plans for hosting some 5-course vegan alkaline dinners.
She said 5-course. So that means dessert too?
That means dessert.
That means dessert too.
Message.
That means dessert too, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah. You wanna take us?
Go ahead. You getting your feel. Go ahead. Take us on.
I'm on a whole different energy and level right now. It's shocking.
I am here watching. Family.
Usually I'm all the way up the wall for these episodes, but like I'm really dialed in, and it's going. Well, when we come back from commercial, you know what I'm saying, I'm gonna pass it to Shanga, and I'm gonna just be back here on my learning status, because and as I have questions I shall ask, but it's the Patio PolitiCz, you know what I'm saying, Talia, Shanga, Mac, you already know where it's at. Make sure y'all come right back after we leave from y'all with these commercials. Go ahead.
You are now rocking with the Patio PolitiCz.
Is that more like it?
Yeah, man. I mean, stick with it. Stay consistent with it,
Yeah, one or the other. You're gonna get an equal balance. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna regenerate that black excellence from within.
There we go.
And give it to you from all spectrums and all sides. But I'm ready to pull in some sister talk, like sisters. Talk about it. What? I can't experience the sister talk.
I don't think so.
No,
I don't. You just gave like creepy neighbor looking through the windows.
Oh, don't.
At least I let you know I'm over here. Hey, neighbor. Don't mind me.
Which one is more creepy? The one that you know or the one you don't?
Look. Don't mind me.
Sis, so you tapped on food, nutrition. I love that you gave some very specific examples of what's happening inside the body when you're getting certain foods and things inside of the body. So thank you for that, number one.
Thank you.
Right. What I would like to tap in on, because there's so many things that you do, but I feel like maybe start with soil, since we're talking about food and being able to grow your own food for the sake of your health and well-being. So I always forget the name, but I'm gonna try. Regenerative soil. Is it soil?
What are you trying to say?
Yes.
I'm always trying to get it out of my mind. You know the things to do to take care of the soil, regenerate the soil.
Oh,
what is it? Say it. Regenerative
agriculture?
Designer?
Or
maybe.
No, regenerative agriculture. She has a multitude of degrees.
Two.
Two. That's a multi.
Thank you.
It's not a plethora.
You have a plethora of things you do with them. So listen,
I do make
there's
them do
connections.
what they
regenerative agriculture. What does that look like
in general or in the Black community?
in the Black community?
Well, regenerative agriculture, first off, I will say that as a people, we have a very close connection to nature, land, and soil. That's not really too fully brought forward. I talk about it in my thesis work, but there's something called TEK, which is traditional ecological knowledge. That's kind of the way that indigenous peoples have tended to this land for hundreds or thousands of years, and these methodologies that they've developed.
Which clearly we're working.
That we're clearly working. Then we're talking about the best stewards of this land.
Oh, sure.
Shout out to the Tongva.
Shout out.
And these people are not gone, nor are they forgotten. They are very real and they're very here. But what a term that I've coined in my graduate studies is BAEK, which stands for Black Ancestral Ecological Knowledge. And it differentiates from TEK in that as a people, first off, we have a very mixed heritage within this country. There's indigenous, there's African, there's Czech other, there's all kinds of roots that contribute to our heritage. But one thing that's for certain is that within our ancestral African heritage, there's a very close connection to land. And not only that, but we know that when people were forcibly enslaved and brought here, they were selected specifically for their agricultural or other skilled trades. And so we have this very strong connection to land, but not specifically to place.
Right.
It differentiates from indigenous peoples because they're on their ancestral homelands, but we are not.
Yeah.
Yet we've had to survive. And so in order to survive, we had to take our knowledge of nature, of land, of herbs, of plants, of everything, and we've had to use that no matter where we were. And that is what I call BAEK, Black Ancestral Ecological Knowledge. So it's this connection that we have with land. It's the benefit and the rejuvenation that we feel just in being in nature. And even in your community, like, people are always outside. And if they're not outside, there's somebody on your block who's growing weed. There's somebody on your block who's raising pit bulls. There's somebody who's got some kind of connection to nature, whether it's via animals, whether it's via the yard, all of those things. So when we talk about regeneration of the soil, we have to understand the history of our communities within this colonized space, that historically we have been pushed to the worst places. When we did have farms or lands, they were historically sabotaged. Shout out to Allensworth. And when we did have the economic means to empower ourselves with housing and land, things like, I don't know, the 10 and the 110 freeways were built through our neighborhoods to divide us and separate us from those spaces. So what you find is that there's a lot of environmental injustice that has happened and continues to happen in our communities. There were companies that are polluting. There's a lot of roads that have pollution in the air. We live right under the airplane overpasses and flyover zones and all of these things that have an impact on the soil. And so regenerating the soil is imperative so that we can actually eat what we grow. If we don't eat what we grow, we lose our connection to land.
Yeah.
We lose our connection to the entire system, natural supply system. It gets to the point where you start wanting food without seeds because it's easier to eat, not understanding the relationship between the seed and the food that you're actually eating. So all of these things start from the root, and the root starts from the ground, and we got to build it from the ground up. So understanding where you're at, that there's a lot of concrete, that concrete leaches off toxins, understanding that when cars pass by, that exhaust is getting out in the air, and one of the ways that it's trapped and held into the ground is through plants. Plants are nature's air purifiers, and there are some plants that are better than others. There are some plants that will take these toxic, sometimes even radioactive toxicity, and will either sequester it in the soil and turn it into something useful, or even just dissolve it and make it go away. So that's the background. When we talk about regeneration of the soil now, we're talking about healing the damage that has been done to this land.
How do you do that?
How?
In a very simple way, or at least a summation of it, because I know that there's a lot of things that go into that.
In summary, you got to grow some shit.
Let the soil do what it's supposed to do.
You got to allow the soil to regenerate itself through the processes that have been cultivated for thousands of years. And there are certain plants, certain things, certain funguses, mushrooms that are better for pulling those things out of the soil than other things. One of them is hemp. Hemp is great for regenerating the soil. So is moringa. Moringa is a fantastic plant for regenerating the soil. And
So if I go outside with my hemp, or I go outside with my moringa and just sprinkle it on the ground where I want to grow food at, I'm helping my soil.
You're helping your soil. It's not as simple as just putting it on the ground. Honestly, if you are not sure of your soil quality, or if you are sure of your soil quality and it's messed up, I would recommend growing in raised beds first.
Okay.
Because regenerating the soil has to be a conscious and concerted effort. I would never recommend to someone to just go out and put some seeds someplace where they're not sure and just eat from it. You want to test to make sure, because we're here to we'll build ourselves up and make ourselves better, not inadvertently hurting ourselves through a process that was started way before we even got here.
Is it difficult for a person to test their soil?
Yeah.
Is that a challenge?
I was going to ask, how do you test the soil?
Well, there are a couple different types of soil tests. One, you want to test to see like what kind of soil you have. Like,
look at that. There's different types of soil.
There's different types of tests.
I thought it was all just dirt. Look at me.
No, because when you go down to Louisiana or Mississippi and you pick
Louisiana
up
dirt,
and that you get that, there's that red dirt, that red clay that feels real gritty in your hands, and then you got some of that good black dirt that you pick it up and you smell it. Just smells like rain.
Yes.
Just smells like Mother Nature. Just smells like life. Those are different kinds of dirts. Or you can go down to the beach. Pick up some sand.
You don't want none of that dirt.
That's some different.
That's some dirt.
That's some
dirty dirt. That's dirty dirt.
Different dirt.
That's some dirt for sure.
So do they have like a tool or something that you can use, or?
Yeah. For soil type, you can do simply a water test. It's a matter of getting a good handful of the soil and putting it in water and letting it sit. And then the type of soil will separate based on whether it's sandy, whether it's clay, based on its density. So that's one way to test the type. But really what's in our case more important than the type is the quality, right? You want to know if someone tore down a dry cleaner and then built your apartment on top of that, that's toxic ground. So you need to know. And unfortunately for that, it requires you to send it to a lab. Fortunately, the tests aren't too expensive, but you're looking at anywhere from $60 to upwards to get a quality soil test to make you...
Oh, that was for me.
Thanks, sis. But yeah, so I definitely think that it's worthwhile. And if you are choosing to make the investment to grow your own food, it's really, really worthwhile to invest in understanding the quality of your soil. But if you're not able to do that, you can bypass all of that by just growing in a raised bed. Take your food off of the ground. Bring the soil to your place until you are in a place or you're sure or you're ready to test that soil.
Well, if I did a raised bed at my house and I don't know what the hell's in this ground, but I'm going to go buy some dirt, how do I know which dirt to buy?
It depends on what you want to grow. But the most important thing is you want to put the right plant in the right place. So, if you live in a very hot very dry place, you're not going to want to put a plant that needs a lot of moisture or a lot of cool air. So you really have to, and that's what I say when I'm talking about the relationship to nature. It's not as simple as I want to grow some carrots. Like, you got to know where you at. You have to know where you at. Just like it's not as simple as walking down the street to go to the corner store. Like, you need to know where you at. So in the same way, you got to know where the sun comes. You got to know where it comes from, where it goes down, when it's going to hit you in the eye. You got to know where the wind comes from. You got to know all of these different things to help you make a conscious decision. But the beautiful thing about this is that if we come together as a community, then I can grow the carrots.
Right, because you're in the right location.
Right. You can grow the corn.
Yes.
You can grow the tomatoes. Between the three of us, we can get some squash popping. And now we got a whole potluck. But it requires all of us to understand where we are, to understand that we are connected, and to enhance that connection with each other.
And do it through the food.
I do it through the food. I think that's the easiest way. I like to be full and fed. I like to make sure the people around me are full and fed. And I like to make sure that what I'm giving you is going to make you strong.
So if I'm gonna say, if I know in my area that, or where I live, I can grow cabbage, then I would need to look and see what type of soil cabbage needs in order to grow.
Yes.
This is not
So then when
soil.
I get ready to do my raised bed, do I have to put a barrier between my soil and the ground that my raised bed's sitting on?
If you're unsure of the soil quality, I would say yes.
What does that barrier look like? Because we don't need it to be plastic.
We don't need it to be plastic. You can put a wooden barrier. However, you also have to be careful of the type of wood that you're using to make sure that it's not coated with anything that's going to leach into your food. If I would just recommend raising your bed off of the ground, maybe even just 2 inches. Just keep it just level so that you don't have to worry about any of that. That way the water can pass through. You don't have to worry about any cross contamination, and just make it easy on yourself.
And just for those out there, because I know there may be some, what exactly is a bed?
It's what you lie in.
It's what you create in.
The bed is the place where you lay your seeds to rest as they undergo their transformation.
It's a garden.
I'm gonna have to use that.
Raised up.
Probably in a different atmosphere, but I'm gonna have to use that.
It's a garden.
That's raised up.
That has clear boundaries that are delineated usually by wood. That's raised, that you place the soil in and then place the seeds in. Yeah. And it's a bed for you to put your seeds. Let them go night-night.
It's a bed for you to put your seeds in. Because we all about teaching here on the patio. So,
oh my goodness,
explanations have to come.
I guess he's back now.
No. Because in my head, I understood. But for those that possibly had that question, you know what I'm saying? Well, what is a bed? Because you don't want nobody taking their mattress out to the backyard and putting it on the soil.
Facts.
I'm about to grow.
She said, put my dirt on this bed.
Please do not put your dirty mattress.
She ain't know what she was talking about.
She said the mattress dirty. Don't put your dirty mattress.
Don't put your dirty mattress out in the yard.
That's making it more toxic.
That is contamination.
You are not regenerating the soil with your dirty mattress in the backyard.
Have mercy, man. Y'all, we gonna take a break. When we come back, we're gonna talk to her about NNL, and y'all gonna find out what it is. You're right. NNL.
NNL?
NNL.
No.
Don't do that. That's not what you want to be doing. You don't want to do that. Right back after this break on the Patio PolitiCz, y'all. Come back.
Yeah. I'm learning.
A culmination of powerful properties that create balance and produce good energy. Cultivating a culture of mindfulness is a daily battle. We target your inner me. Physiological effects, change you can truly feel. Aesthetically pleasing on the surface, but handmade to help you heal.
You are now rocking with the Patio PolitiCz.
Why would I need luck with a gift?
Well,
Why is this gift not something that I want? It's for me, but I shouldn't want it.
Well, no. You should want it.
I want
you
it.
just shouldn't want it in the way that you was kind of saying it. It's all right though.
I was just trying to pronounce it right.
Okay, keep going. Fine.
N-L.
All right, there you go.
Yeah,
You don't want that tongue to hang.
It wasn't hanging.
It did. It almost touched the mic.
Ooh.
Pause.
Thank you. Yeah, that's righteous. That's righteous.
All right, so we back in the Patio
Throw my tip on the
PolitiCz.
tip.
We got my girl, my sister friend, Talia in the building.
Talia.
Is.
I'm sorry. I hate to interrupt.
Oh no, I'm just doing the introduction. Go ahead.
What does your name mean?
Well, that's a great question. Thank you for asking that.
Thank you.
My name is Hebrew or Amharic, and it means morning dew from heaven.
Ain't that what she look like? She all shining.
This ain't the lights. I'm blushing now.
She real dewy right now.
I had to look the other way. You heard all the breath come out of me like twice.
Here in the ethers.
Oh, the 4 agreements.
Yeah. Oh, the 4 agreements.
You got your answer.
Yeah. I take it. I receive it.
Some people call me Empress.
Well, while he's ruminating on that, we gonna touch in on a little something that Talia has birthed, and we have found a mutual love and understanding and appreciation of. And so we are in the process of making it a full-on entity so that we can officially
entity.
I mean, officially. I mean, technically, we already out doing it. Just to make it official, make it an entity and, give it a number and all of those things. But
spill it.
Talia.
Yes, ma'am.
Baby, what's NNL?
The NNL stands for, first let me say.
Look, you ain't the only one that know how to hang it. Oh, pause. Yes, go ahead, Empress.
First, let me say that this is something that we are both very passionate about, as you mentioned, and very needed in our community, and will continue to provide quality service for the upliftment and betterment of our people, and set a firm foundation for the future for us to have positive Black male and female relationships. And NNL stands for
Niggas need love. Niggas need love.
Love me.
They need it. Yes.
Love me. Yes. Love on me.
Yes.
Love in me.
You are love.
Love over me. Love. Oh, the chills.
The dew.
I feel the dew running through my body right now. I'm dewy on the inside. Hello.
Ew. I'm dewy on the inside. Ew. No, thank you.
What is this NNL all about?
Formerly known as the Niggas Need Love Foundation. The NNL strives to provide niggas with appropriate places for to have their emotional needs fulfilled, to be seen and appreciated as Black men, not for what you do, but just for who you are.
Yes.
It's a place for
Message.
It's a place for healing to happen.
Right? Just
the background's going nuts right now. Hands is up.
It's a place for healing to happen. And really it was born out of let me back up. My father is my favorite person in the entire world.
Yes.
Shout out to the daddies.
Shout out to my daddy. Daddy, I hope you see this. I love you. My daddy is the most amazing person to me. Always has been, always will be. And so growing up, I have always had really positive relationships with Black men. I find that I'm happy y'all are here. I inherently believe that what you have to say is important and valuable. I come with the assumption that you have my best interest in mind, and that you don't want to do anything to inherently harm me. I come with the benefit of the doubt. I come with all of the grace, and I come with all of that. And I thought that was just normal.
It is not.
I found out. And I didn't have a lot of friends as a child. So I spent a lot of time by myself and reading a lot of books by myself. So I didn't have a lot of like social interactions like that. So I just assumed that,
everybody like me.
Yeah. What's not to like?
Yeah, and that again, like, what's not to like is
right. So
well, you got me weak back here.
So but as I became an adult, and also I'll say that I grew up in Rancho Cucamonga in the Inland Empire between there and Pasadena. So there was not a large group of Black people, but I always really wanted to be amongst my people. And so it wasn't until I became an adult, went out to college, and got around large groups of niggas, that I realized that niggas don't get no love out here.
Yeah.
And I was really hurt by that. But the foundation itself, how that seed was planted. I was driving one day off of Western and Florence, just driving down the street. And it was a hot summer day. I had the windows rolled down. I was thinking about my personal thoughts, whatever I was thinking about. And I pulled up to a stoplight. And it was red, and I was waiting, and I was just thinking, and I heard somebody yelling on the street. And I was looking around, it's Western and Foreign, it's the hood.
It's gonna be people yelling.
Yeah, it's gonna be people yelling, but this was not screaming. This was yelling. So I'm looking, and I look diagonal across the street, and it's a nigga standing on the corner, and it's a corner nigga. Not a nigga that live on the corner, but a nigga that be on the corner. He got someplace. He came from someplace, but he just come out here.
And that's where he at.
And that's where he at for the day.
Yeah.
His jeans was pressed. His shoes was clean. He was standing on the corner.
Came out looking nice to be on the corner.
He was presentable.
He was presentable.
Okay.
He looked like he should have had some sense.
Okay.
And so the nigga was standing on the corner, and he's yelling, and I'm looking around, and I see he's looking at me. And he's yelling at me.
And you in the car.
And I'm in the car across the street.
And that energy just pulled that.
I was like, yo, what's going on? So I rolled down my window a little more, and he's standing there yelling. And I look, and he looks at me, and he says, big ass dick for you, baby. I got a big ass dick for you, baby. And I'm like, I know this nigga is not yelling. What is going on?
Not big ass dick for you, baby.
Big ass dick for you, baby. And so so a lot of thoughts were going through my mind. Cause at first I was confused, cause like I hear a nigga, he's looking at me. I'm like, what you got to say, right? I didn't expect that. And so I'm thinking like, what is going on?
He had a baddie beef for you.
Listen. And mind you, like I studied philosophy, neuroscience, psychology. So I'm running all kinds of scenarios through my mind. Right. And I'm like, damn, like I don't know how long this nigga has been on this corner. Presumably all day.
Are you dehydrated?
But he felt that it was so important to have my attention that he stood on the corner and yelled something absolutely outrageous.
Like big ass dick for you.
Big ass dick for you.
I got a baby for you, baby.
It made me a little sad, because I'm like, this is a corner nigga. Like he has some place to go. He was presentable. But what happened in your life that you feel so unseen that you have to resort to doing things like this just to get the attention of a Black woman?
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm sure you're not thinking that this is going to turn into a romance.
Why not? He got big ass dick for you, baby.
It's a 1% chance.
I ran all these scenarios through my mind. I ran the algorithm, and I was like, damn, this nigga just needs to be seen. But I'm in my car.
Did you pull up on him?
I'm in my car. I'm at a stoplight. I've got limited time. I'm like, what can I do to let this nigga know that see him and acknowledge him? So I'm thinking, and I see the lights getting ready to change. I'm like, dang, what do I do? So I roll down my window. It was a crank, so I roll down the window. And I lean out and I look at him. I look him in his eyes and I say, well, let's see it then. And he just stopped. All of it stopped. All the energy, all the noise just stopped. And he did exactly what you did. His jaw dropped. And he looked at me because he did not, in fact, have a big ass dick. But I'm
just like, where they make you at? Call me on my shit, please.
And he just stopped, and I looked at him, and he looked at me, and I smiled at him, and I drove off. And I got to thinking as I was on my way home, I was like, damn, like that nigga really needed some attention.
And you gave it to him.
And I gave it to him, and I was like, that was a very, very small fraction of my day. But what if that interaction, just not being hostile, just meeting you where you at and
changed
keeping it
his
cool,
whole perspective?
What if it stopped him from killing himself?
Yeah.
What if it made him a different person? What if that was the difference between him going and falling off his AA program or going home and doing what he needed to do? So it really got me to thinking that like niggas is really, really love starved out here. And it doesn't take much, but we so often in our society, niggas is demonized. And you're seen as just having you're just a incomprehensible monster that just does these things that have no rhyme or reason, but you're dangerous, but you're here, but you're also a little boy because you a little boy ass nigga and all these things. And it's just like, no, like niggas need love. And as someone who has worked a lot with children, I know what happens when you don't give a child love. So imagine like a grown man who has all of the weight and responsibility, and I can't even pretend to say that I know what challenges and struggles niggas go through as black men in this society. But I know what I go through as a black woman, and I know that we're not in competition, but we're here to support each other. So if I know there are things that I go through that you can't possibly understand, but I want you to be here and ride for me, then I have to know that there are things that you go through that I could never understand, but I need to be here and ride for you. And so for me, I felt like one of the best uses of my time and the networks that I have and the information that I have was to really create this movement of niggas need love that really spread the message of it's being kind to niggas and meeting niggas with the appropriate response, the appropriate love, the appropriate amount of energy that they need without requiring anything in return. You know, like I'm never gonna ask you to be any different than who you are. I'm just happy that you're here. And it may be some, it may be some things that I don't agree with. It may be some things that I don't want to be around, but that doesn't mean that I'm gonna dishonor you or I'm gonna discard you or I'm gonna disrespect you. It just means that we're gonna have that difference, and I'm gonna say what I say, you say what you say, and at the end of the day, come get you a plate.
Man,
get you this alkaline.
Max, like, give me the plate.
I need the love too. Right. This nigga give it all to me. I mean, if I as you're saying that and you're speaking that, part of me inside my head is just like, well, it's some niggas out there. We the reason why we ain't getting the love, because we out here loving wrong and messing it up for the ones that's willing to give. But then at the same time, it's just like, well, we can't take all the fault because some of them don't really know how to love a nigga properly, and that's why we doing what we doing. It's a cycle. We got to regenerate in a different space.
Well, I like that word, huh?
Yeah,
it's popping.
Yeah.
And I really love that you said that, because that leads me to the second most important aspect of the Niggas Need Love Foundation, and it really has to do with our young boys and how they are taught and how they are raised to understand and value themselves and interact with young girls and also women. And that's really one of the strongest, nearest and dearest tenets of the Niggas Need Love Foundation to my heart is the support and protection of our children, of our black boys. And there's a story behind how I got there, and I will tell you that when we come back from our
Oh yeah. I mean, I'm about to see if I'm how much time we got on this break, because I'm about to run outside, go stand on the corner. It might be the wrong place.
You gonna yell big dick for your baby
on the corner.
See what type of love I get on this side of town.
Oh,
you trying to be a corner nigga?
You know what's gonna happen on this side of town? Woo!
I'm just a big ass dick. Nigga need love.
They taking your big head ass right on into the station.
Just make sure you can back it up.
Somebody, well, let's have it. Let's see. We'll be right back on the Patio PolitiCz.
Oh God! She's so happy.
You are now
She's so
rocking
happy.
with the Patio PolitiCz.
It's the most smiling I seen T do all day today.
That's why I'm like, he's
Much
so happy
energizing.
and lit up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
We us niggas out here need that
Niggas
love.
need the love.
Love us. Love us before we be out here on the corner shouting out obscene things just to get a little bit of attention. Give it to us.
Oh my God. Well, there's so many things that you do. That's why I'm trying to like tap.
Oh, she coming back.
Tap.
She coming
She gonna
back.
have to come back.
She done stepped through the threshold, so it's on now.
Uh-oh.
I'm very happy to be here.
She said, "Where I been at? I didn't need it to be here."
Well, so many things. So we've talked about food. We've talked about health and wellness a little bit. We've talked about
loving niggas. Yeah.
Talked about loving niggas. Look at his face. You done made this nigga happy.
Should've gave this nigga some love.
That's all it takes.
Normally I'd be like, I am not a nigga, I am a gentleman.
Right.
But in this case, you giving out love. I'm a nigga today. I'm a nigga right now. Give it to me.
That's all it takes. It just
I
just a
accept.
little bit. So, in the vein of the NNL, I do want to say one of the most important aspects of the NNL, one of our most important foundational tenets that we put forward is that children, and a child is someone who is infancy all the way up to 18 years old. Children should not be put in sexual situations. And it is the responsibility of the adults in their lives to protect them from being put in sexual situations. Now, ask me why I say that in relationship to the NNL.
Why do you say that in relationship to the Niggas Need Love Foundation?
Because as a Black woman who is a lover and supporter of Black men, I can count on one hand the amount of Black men who I have encountered whose first sexual experience came after the age of 15 years old, which means that we have a lot of young boys out here who are being put in sexual situations before they're even fully mature.
Yeah.
And it's not just like teenagers.
Yeah, 9, 10, 11.
Sometimes
8.
younger.
Yeah.
Sometimes younger.
Yeah. And
the heartbreaking thing about it for me is that within our community, in specific, there's this hush hush about it, that you don't talk about it, or if you do, you're supposed to like that. Yeah, I know.
It's cool.
It's cool. That's great. She did that for you. Oh, she dancing on you. Oh, that's great. You're supposed to like that. Whoop de whoop, ray. All
Touch
of that
ass.
My
Smack
nigga.
it. Right.
Right.
And And so we do all of this protection of our young girls and tell them to honor their bodies, tell them to value themselves, tell them don't let anybody do this to you. But when it comes to our boys, all of a sudden these little boys are looked at as grown men. And that's horrifically unfair. It's horrifically unfair. And then we turn around and we have grown men who have warped relationships with women, warped perspectives of relationships, all of these things, and also no emotional outlets or supports to really work through these things. And we expect them to just have it all together and demonize them for all these things that happen like it's a one-sided situation in the community, which it's not.
Because usually then what's going to happen is you're going to get a man on the corner.
It's not my fault I got Tourette's by the mouth.
He got big dick.
You got a man on the corner talking about big ass dick for you, baby, because when he was 12 years old, his mama's friend came over and she saw him getting out the shower and she's like, "Ooh, you got a big ass dick, baby."
Wow. Wow.
Look, he's like, damn it. Yeah. Brought that all the way back around.
It quickly
eye opener.
Well, I'll say
real
this.
Things.
Like I said, this came about because, as I said, I work with a lot of children. I'm an educator. Now I've moved into other spaces, but I spend a lot of time with children. And one thing that I used to work on different campuses, and I worked at Catholic facilities, and so I had to undergo child abuse prevention training from the Archdiocese.
Of all places.
The irony. However, it was actually the best child abuse prevention training I've ever seen. Yeah, no.
Some of the best things come from the source.
Message.
Pause. I'm gonna leave that right there.
Right.
But one thing that they did was they had video interviews of these child molesters and of these convicted offenders, and a lot of them were saying, one, that they were abused as children, someone engaged with them inappropriately, and two, that let's talk about trauma for a second. I'll be brief.
That's a deep conversation.
It is. Dr. Frances Cress Welsing said in the ISIS papers,
blessings,
and Dr. Joy DeGruy reinforced in Post-Traumatic Slave Syndrome, that when you experience trauma, you become emotionally stunted at the age that trauma happens, unless you actively do the work to address it and overcome it. So you are the emotional age of wherever the thing that happened to you happened. So when we go back to these child molesters, a lot of them were saying, I wasn't just snatching children. These were my friends. I enjoyed spending time with them. I thought they enjoyed spending time with me. I loved them. They loved me. And I thought we were engaging in a mutual consensual relationship because emotionally, they're at the same age as that child. And so if you understand that, then you really understand the damage and the danger of putting young Black boys in sexual situations and not addressing it.
Yeah.
And reinforcing it by telling them that they're supposed to like it. Because then we turn around and wonder why there ain't no real men out here. Why does nobody know how to talk to women? Why does nobody know how to relate to them? But we've abandoned our young men to fend for themselves in the world of adulthood where we don't even have it all the way figured out, and then expect them to come back just because they look grown, just because they big, just because their muscles came in, just because their voice dropped, just because of whatever. We expect that they're all of a sudden supposed to know what to do, and we don't teach them. And it's such a disservice, and it's so cruel, and it's so heartbreaking when you really think about it, because these boys are just out here and turning into niggas who's just out here. So the Niggas Need Love Foundation is really to support niggas as they strive to make that emotional maturity journey, because a lot of niggas is damaged out here. Yeah. Whether it's sexual abuse or other trauma, niggas is damaged and don't have anyone who's willing to allow them to be weak, anyone who's willing to allow them to be vulnerable without trying to get something or trying to do something to you in
or
return.
Using it against them,
or weaponizing it.
Gotta regenerate our kings.
Right. So the Niggas Need Love Foundation is out here to regenerate you, King. We out here.
King is me, a king is I.
Yes.
King is he.
The king is I.
So that's the twofold prongs of it is we regenerate niggas, but we're also protecting our children. Because if we protect the men when they're boys, the men will protect the girls and they will protect the women. They will protect our families. They will protect our communities. Levels to this. We regenerate all the way to the top.
You feeling it?
Yeah.
You feeling it?
You know, I always latch
thank
on to
for that.
something, and that's
Clicked in. It's clicked in.
open it up and just receive. Like,
It's
Well, with all that you have going on and just the small pieces of what you've shared right now, what would you say is your where's your focus at right now? What is it that you are actively pushing forward and doing? I know it's a few things, but what's the one that comes to your mind first?
we out here feeding niggas.
I'm hungry.
At home and abroad. So I do have one of the beautiful things about having good relationships with people in general. And I've had the privilege to be able to travel a lot and live in a lot of different places. So some would say that, I'm culturally competent. So my master's degree is in regenerative studies, which is a combination of regenerative agriculture, green architecture, and renewable technology systems. And so with that, I work to create food systems both locally and abroad. So here in Los Angeles, I have partners. I work with OGMFG, Imani Gardens, and a Sears Bridge, and we provide the first two provide fresh organic produce to the community, and a Sears Bridge links us to the Black Farmers Network. So we will actually go and drive up to the Black farms. We'll get that fruit, that produce, we'll bring it back. We deliver it, we pop up, we make it available to the community. And when I host my dinners, we use the produce that we receive from these Black farms and from our Black suppliers to create these 5-course meals. So that's on one end. And on the other end, I have my own brand of alkaline-based products. I'm also a value-added producer and manufacturer. So I'm able to take produce, take pretty much anything and manufacture it on a larger scale. If you want to get these nice shea butters and body butters and all these things made and get 1,000, 2,000 units made, I have a facility in Watts where I hire foster youth and teach them how to manufacture. They come in, that's my staff, and we make products. We make food products, we make all kinds of stuff. Whatever you want, we got you. On the other side of that, I also travel to Africa. Recently came back from West Africa and we'll be going to South Africa, and I work with farmers to help them to grow to organic standards so that it can be marketed on the global supply chain. I am a global supplier registered with the US, so I'm able to sell and buy internationally. And so I'm working with farmers to help them to design their farms regeneratively, growing heirloom seeds, non-GMO, so that they can so that we can make farming great again.
Make farming great again.
Make farming hot again, because we want... A big problem that we have over there is that you have these farmers who have been farming this land for generations, and they're growing these great seeds and this really nutrient-dense food, but their children don't see any value in it because they see their parents and their families struggling generation after generation. So when they get big, they run off and go to the city, and they don't want to farm. They don't want to stay in their village. They don't want to stay in their community. They want to leave. And so I want to create a pathway where farmers can produce high quality, high value food. We can give them a guaranteed buyer. We can sell it for them on the global market, and they're going to be able to live well and live abundantly and show their children that there's value here where we're at in the way that we do it. And so I teach farmers how to grow their food. I teach them how to create products out of their food, and I'm working on those projects in Africa so that here we can be getting some of that good food that they grow over there.
Some of that good food.
That good
And
food.
speaking of good food, I'm gonna have to ask you, question that be getting asked to me, and I see the way that you look at me.
I was just wanting to see where he's a good food. Speaking of good food, okay.
Then snatched your neck all the way back. Bring it on back front, baby. All right. You see where I've been this whole episode. I'm still in the same lane. Right. You know what I'm saying? I've been getting asked a lot. We touched on it a little bit earlier in the episode, but I gotta ask you, what do you eat?
Oh.
What's the good food? I mean, because you're talking about 5-course meals, and some of us are, it's
eat
hard
a lot of good things.
Finding that one with the diet.
I'm always telling her, give me the recipe.
I eat really, really well.
Really well.
I eat really, really well.
Are you inviting me over to dinner? Is that why you're not saying what you eat? No, what's going on?
It's just a lot of things.
It's just a lot of things.
So give us your top 5.
My top 5
things that you eat.
Okay. I feel put on the spot.
That your average person wouldn't. They either are unaware of or wouldn't think about.
Okay, so when last time you came over, we ate some walnut meat mushroom tacos.
Yeah, we
walnut meat mushroom tacos.
Oh, they were great.
Delicious.
Very delicious.
Run it back.
I've still got some more. The other thing, since it's watermelon season,
yes,
I have been making watermelon sushi.
Oh.
So you marinate the watermelon until it gets with some seaweed and some other stuff, and then you freak it a little bit. It gets the consistency of the fish. You put that on some wild rice.
Is that updated watermelon, or is this yellow watermelon? We taking it back?
We doing a mix.
Oh,
we got yellow and red.
Oh, what the seeds?
I got them Jubilees, baby.
Mac and love. We might have just made a love connection on the patio.
I'm always looking for more to eat. I'm always looking for more to eat.
All right, so sushi, watermelon, walnut, meat tacos.
The other thing I really like, I make a lot of Ethiopian food. I got a farmer that grows fresh callaloo.
What is that?
Callaloo is a Caribbean green. It's actually the greens of the amaranth grain.
Okay.
And it's tasty with some ackee. Okay. The ackee not alkaline, but I stew mine with some tomatoes and some veggie. And the last thing that I would say for dessert. That was only 3 things. She said 5.
That was number 4. You missed the other one. Sushi,
the
watermelon,
tacos.
Walnut, tacos, and then she just said the 4th one.
That was.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was only 3.
Yeah, I'm paying attention.
Yeah.
Don't do me. Yeah.
All right, go ahead.
Say the dessert. I need another dish.
I thought I heard another dish.
For dessert, I like to make alkaline Snickers bars.
Fire.
So we get some. They're not really alkaline because I use chocolate, but I be using the chocolate that's mixed with the adaptogenic mushrooms, and that's my cheat day when I want to eat that. Yeah. So you get a whole date. You take the pit out, and then you fill the inside with sunflower seed butter.
I want to watch your eyes too.
You fill the inside with sunflower seed butter, and then you get walnuts, and you put the walnuts in there. Then you close that date back up. You get some coconut oil and you melt it, and you mix in some chocolate powder with your sweetener, maybe agave or I put in adaptogenic mushroom powder, mix it up. Then you coat that over the date and you put it in the refrigerator because coconut oil, it gets hard real quick.
Yeah.
Put it in the refrigerator for about 10 minutes. Bring that bad boy out. You got you a Snickers bar.
Over food, you got me like coconut oil.
Oh my goodness.
I'm finding clean ways to be dirty now.
Oh,
you got me like coconut oil.
Well, Talia, it has absolutely been a pleasure here. Thank you for sharing you with the world, with the patio.
I'm hungry.
Can people, I know you are, baby. We about to get you something to eat right now.
Lord.
Where can people find you, follow you, find out more recipes, DM you? Where can they reach you at?
Well, when I'm in the country, you can check out my branded products and order manufactured products or talk to us about custom manufacturing or import at my website, akobenco.com. That is www.akobenco.com. If you want more recipes, it's looking a little light right now, but it's coming. I have an Instagram called Vegan Empress Lifestyle. where I put a lot of the stuff I eat and recipes for that as well, and that will be bolstered as well. You can find follow my homies Imani Gardens on Instagram, follow OGMFG, follow Asir's Bridge, and you can find me out in your community showing niggas love.
I broke my rule, you know what I'm saying? Usually I wait until this given moment to shoot a follow. I mean, of course there's other things for me to follow, but I knew I was just going to be in the space of receiving. So I did that right before you walked through the door. I said,
oh, you followed her already?
oh yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
He didn't change it up, girl.
Yeah, I didn't. When the spirit speak, I listen. You know what I'm saying?
Listen.
I follow.
Real quick, you have products at Coben. What are your products?
So right now, available only through delivery from Imani Gardens, we have our alkaline vegan popsicles.
Okay.
Those are made with fresh fruit juices, and they have your daily dose of sea moss inside of the popsicle.
Okay.
And then through the website, you can order, we've got gold sea moss, we've got purple sea moss, and then we also have spelt flour and spelt flour based bread mixes.
Nice.
Ask me why it's spelt flour.
Why is it spelled flour?
Because spelt flour is the original ancient grain relative of wheat. So even though it is a wheat flour, you can use it all the same as your regular wheats, but it doesn't give you the upset stomach. It doesn't give you the bloating. It's actually better for your blood pressure. It's lower on the hypoglycemic index. And unless you have celiac disease, most people who are gluten sensitive can still eat spelt.
Well, with that being said, y'all, we out here at the patio with your girl Talia. Make sure y'all follow her.
Within the morning dew.
Max falling in love here, so that's a beautiful thing.
Usual, you know what I'm saying? I just got
Make sure to follow the Patio PolitiCz across all platforms. Subscribe,
comment,
press play, comment, all the above. Remember, we drop episodes every Tuesday.
Shout out to the sponsors.
6:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time.
Shout outs to everybody behind the camera.
Yes.
Shout outs to these gorgeous women at the top.
Ow. Hey, y'all. Stay tuned for the next episode. We love you. We love you. We love you. Mac, you want to take us out?
Man, I just yes, I want to take you. Where y'all want to go?
Take us out of here, Mac. I got the bell in my hand. I'm ready, baby.
You already know what it is. You know what I'm saying? We've enjoyed our space, our time. Thank you. We appreciate you. We love you. You're more than welcome to come back here at any time, any moment. You know what I'm saying? Get on one of these panels and see what you're really thinking about inside of that head of yours. Yeah.
All right, then.
Yeah. It's the Patio PolitiCz, ladies and gentlemen. Like we said, like, comment, share, subscribe, all that. Come back next week. You already know what it is. Next Tuesday is going to be another episode of the Patio. But until then, ta-ta for now. We'll be back.
Bless.
Yay.